she's tired. Or Riri. She's not happy.
Oh, she's not happy.
I'm looking at his.
They are not happy.
Just don't come up, guys. What? Don't go up.
You've probably already seen that TMZ clip making rounds everywhere. It's the silent video of Rihanna and ASAP Rocky sitting inside a Sprinter van after the Met Gala, and the vibe feels seriously off. No laughing, no talking that we can hear, no cute couple energy at all. Just two people sitting there looking drained, tense, and completely worn out after one of the biggest nights in fashion. People online instantly started reading into every little movement because the silence feels so loud. What really keeps people talking is how fast the energy seemed to change.
Where did you first meet Rihanna?
Yo, it was crazy. We met outside of a nightclub, ironically, here in New York.
Oh, yeah?
I wasn't famous at the time. She was obviously Rihanna. And, I couldn't get in. The bouncers didn't want to let me in, and I was with my friend, late great Virgil Abloh and Matthew Williams.
Yeah.
And, you know, we kind of was getting into it with the bouncers, and she kind of came out, and we locked eyes right away. And I was just like in a daze.
Just hours before that ride, Rihanna and Rocky were fully locked in on the red carpet, smiling for cameras, posing together, and giving everyone that power couple image people expect from them. Same night, same event, but the mood in that van looked completely different. And since there's no audio, no explanation, and nobody clearing anything up, the internet keeps filling in the blanks with theories and non-stop reactions. Watch the clip again, and it hits even harder.
What I meant about it was always so like relaxed because I knew, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, all right, this circus, y'all gonna let this play out? All right, I'll sit back. You done yet? You know what I mean? Like, that's what it was. For me, I looked at it like, as soon as you get with a girl, she'll tell you like, that's not your friend. That's your friend. But that one, no.
I can see it more.
TMZ uploaded the footage exactly how it was filmed. Rihanna and Rocky are sitting side by side in total silence, and somehow that quiet moment says more than words could. There's no laughing in that van clip, no casual back and forth, not even a quick smile to break the tension. Rocky sits there looking serious and completely locked into his own thoughts. Rihanna mostly stares ahead or off to the side, and her expression is tough to figure out. It doesn't come across like playful mystery either. To a lot of people watching, it looks more like pure exhaustion, irritation, or maybe a moment they didn't want cameras catching in the first place. And since there's no audio at all, the internet immediately did what it always does.
It's a situation where I look at it like this, right? Like, before I had my children, it was like being with my girl took a blindfold off. And things that she couldn't make me, visibly see or optical to, God, like I said, had a funny way of showing me. It's like, how the hell did I end up in this situation? This is ironic. This is something.
People started building theories out of silence. One person posts a guess, another turns it into a bigger story, and before long, those guesses start sounding like facts online. But the truth is, there are still huge missing pieces here. Nobody in their circle has rushed out to explain the clip, and that silence is only making people more curious. Now, rewind to just a few hours earlier on the Met Gala carpet. Rihanna and Rocky arrived like they owned the whole night. Rihanna stepped out in a look that was bold, sharp, and impossible to ignore, covered in dramatic structure and details everywhere.
How's Baby Rock? Has it changed you at all?
It's amazing, and it's like uncomparable. It's just unexplainable. I feel like a new man again and again and again.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Rocky matched her energy perfectly in that clean, high fashion style that makes other celebrity couples look like they're still trying to catch up. They looked completely in sync on that red carpet. They posed together, talked to reporters, and moved through the crowd like they had done it 1,000 times before. There was no obvious tension, no awkward side-eye moments, and no stiff body language jumping out at people watching the live streams. Everything about it looked smooth and controlled, like a couple that knows exactly how to handle huge public events together. But then comes that van footage later the same night, and suddenly the energy feels totally different. That's what has people so locked into this story right now.
Pulled back on this one path, you have a whole new path that's presenting itself where you're 3 children in now. Do you think if you did not have 3 kids, like let's say you were not a family man now, would that have been much harder to cut off all the other stuff?
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, absolutely. A woman will change your whole life, especially if it's a companion. And it's just like...
Both moments look real. The red carpet version of Rihanna and Rocky feels genuine, but the quiet ride afterward feels real too. Neither moment automatically cancels out the other, and that's where the confusion keeps growing. Since there's no audio in the clip, no direct statement from Rihanna, no clear explanation from Rocky, and nobody from their team stepping in to say, this is what happened, the internet keeps trying to piece together a story with missing parts everywhere. And honestly, that uncertainty is what keeps the conversation alive online. Reactions split almost instantly after the clip dropped. One side believes the couple may have been holding things together publicly for the cameras before the mood changed once they got behind closed doors. People started analyzing every detail they could find. Rocky's serious expression, Rihanna looking away, the silence between them, and the fact that neither seemed interested in joking around or breaking the tension during that ride home. The other side of the internet saw that same van footage in a completely different way. To them, it wasn't drama at all. It was just 2 exhausted people running on empty after an insanely long day. Rihanna and Rocky are parents of 3 kids, including a baby under 1-year-old, and some fans think they simply looked tired and ready to get back to the hotel already. After hours of cameras, interviews, outfits, and non-stop attention, people argued that anybody would look drained sitting quietly in a van that late at night. Same clip, totally different interpretation, and nobody can really prove either side unless someone who was actually there decides to speak openly. Then Rihanna finally reacted in her own subtle way. A few days after the clip exploded online, she posted a 45-second recap video on social media showing a completely different mood. The footage had her and Rocky smiling, holding hands, partying, and looking genuinely happy together throughout the night. The caption simply said, "Met recap," nothing more. What stood out to people was what she didn't say. There was no mention of the silent van clip, no direct explanation, and no attempt to address all the speculation head-on. Instead, she shared a polished highlight reel focused only on the glamorous and happy moments, while the internet was still replaying that quiet van ride over and over, trying to figure out what really happened. A quick post or even one short sentence could have cooled down a lot of the speculation almost instantly. Something simple like saying they were exhausted after a long night probably would have stopped a huge chunk of the online chatter. But instead of directly addressing the van clip, Rihanna posted a separate recap filled with smiling moments and glamorous footage. To a lot of people watching, that didn't really deny anything. It just shifted the focus somewhere else, and the internet wasn't ready to move on that easily. Fans and critics kept digging into the footage non-stop. People were replaying the clip, zooming in on facial expressions, screenshotting tiny moments, and debating every second across social media. The same question kept popping up everywhere. If there was truly nothing behind that moment, why not just say so directly? Instead of calming things down, the recap video ended up creating even more debate online. Now there are basically 3 different versions of the same night sitting side by side. First, the perfect red carpet chemistry. Second, the quiet and tense-looking van ride. Third, Rihanna's carefully selected highlight reel showing only the happiest moments. And the problem is, those pieces don't naturally fit together in people's minds. That's why the conversation keeps growing louder online. Some believe the couple may have had a private disagreement, while others think the internet is overreacting to a few silent seconds from an exhausting night. But because nobody involved is directly addressing that specific clip, people keep circling back to it again and again. Then the story took another turn and got even messier online. An anonymous source spoke to TMZ and claimed Rihanna and ASAP Rocky were not arguing at all during that van ride. According to that version of events, the couple was simply exhausted after a non-stop 16-hour day and had completely run out of energy. Honestly, that explanation does sound possible. They're raising 3 kids, including an infant, and the Met Gala is one of the most draining celebrity events of the year. But possible and confirmed are 2 very different things. What made people question it even more was where the explanation came from. The same outlet that posted the silent van clip was now also sharing the nothing happened story through an unnamed source. Same platform, completely different vibe. And even after all the attention, nobody directly connected to Rihanna or Rocky has publicly explained the moment in a clear way. No official statement from Rihanna, no direct comment from Rocky, and no named representative stepping forward. Just an anonymous source and a polished recap video that carefully avoids the exact moment everyone keeps talking about. That's where the situation starts feeling even harder for people online to ignore. If the silence in the van really came down to simple exhaustion, many expected a quick and direct explanation by now. Instead, the mystery around that clip keeps hanging in the air, and that uncertainty is exactly what keeps the speculation alive. Instead of directly talking about the van clip, Rihanna shared a completely separate video packed with happier moments from the night. Maybe that's simply what she wanted people to see. Maybe she didn't want to add more attention to the story by responding directly, but for a lot of viewers online, that choice also created even more questions. Some people started wondering if avoiding the clip completely meant the real explanation might be more complicated than just being tired after a long night. That's where the speculation really started getting out of control online. People began asking whether addressing the moment directly could open the door to conversations Rihanna simply doesn't want happening in public. Others questioned whether the internet was reading way too much into a few silent seconds caught on camera. And because there's still no official explanation, everyone keeps grabbing onto different theories. Some trust lip reader captions floating around social media, while others believe the anonymous TMZ source. Then there are people who don't trust either one at all. Now the audience is stuck right in the middle of all these different versions of the story. The silent van video exists. Rihanna's happy recap exists. The anonymous "they were exhausted" explanation exists too. But the silence from the people actually involved still hangs over everything. And that's the part keeping the conversation alive across the internet. That's exactly why this story refuses to die down online. At this point, it's become bigger than just asking whether Rihanna and ASAP Rocky argued inside that van. The real reason people keep talking about it is because one very public moment was left completely unexplained. And when famous couples leave a gap like that, the internet rushes in to fill it with theories, opinions, and non-stop speculation, even when nobody truly knows the full story. What keeps confusing people even more is that Rihanna had the power to calm everything down with one clear sentence if she wanted to. Instead, she chose to post the polished and happy version of the night while completely leaving out the exact moment everyone was asking about. That decision only pushed more people to wonder, if there really wasn't any conflict, why avoid addressing the clip directly at all? And while the couple stayed quiet, the internet definitely didn't. As Rihanna's recap kept circulating online, other people started stepping forward with their own explanations, theories, and reactions. And that's when the whole situation started getting even messier. When the people directly involved stay silent, the internet starts listening to anybody who claims they have answers. That's when the story took another wild turn. A forensic lip reader named Nicola Hickling spoke to the press and claimed she could interpret what Rihanna and ASAP Rocky were supposedly saying inside the van. According to her interpretation, Rihanna allegedly asked Rocky, "You don't care for me, do you?" Hickling then claimed Rocky responded with, "Are you for real? You're crazy. Can't you see? Crap. Get out, I can't be around you." According to the same interpretation, Rihanna supposedly laughed afterward, while Rocky allegedly said he was done. Hickling also claimed Rihanna responded by saying she was done too, tired, and wanted to be dropped off. Then came the final alleged line attributed to Rocky. "You trying something? Hey, try." But here's the important part. Lip reading is still interpretation, not confirmed fact. There's no audio in the video to verify any of those claims, and nobody involved has confirmed that conversation happened the way it was described. The interpretation could be completely inaccurate. Still, because the alleged details sounded dramatic and specific, the story spread across social media incredibly fast. And once those alleged captions started circulating online, some people began questioning the "they were just exhausted" explanation even more. To critics online, the timing made it feel less like a complete explanation and more like an attempt to calm down a growing controversy before it got even bigger. Then, another voice entered the conversation and pushed the speculation even further. A body language expert named Inbal Honigman analyzed the same silent van footage and shared her own interpretation of what she believed was happening between Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. According to Honigman, the interaction appeared tense and possibly confrontational. She pointed to Rihanna's chin pushing slightly forward, which she connected to pride or frustration, while Rocky's raised, triangular-shaped eyebrows were described as possible signs of stress or emotional discomfort. Of course, none of this counts as hard evidence. Body language analysis is still interpretation, not proof of what actually happened inside that van. But for people who already believed the clip showed some kind of disagreement, these expert opinions added even more fuel to the online debate. Suddenly, the "they were just exhausted" explanation wasn't only competing with internet theories anymore, it was also being challenged by multiple public interpretations suggesting a completely different mood. At the same time, the exhaustion explanation does have some real context behind it. Rihanna and Rocky are raising 3 young children together, including very small kids, which can obviously make any major event feel even more draining. Their oldest son, RZA, was born in May 2022, Riot arrived in August 2023, and their daughter was born on September 13, 2025. So during the Met Gala, their youngest child was still under 1 year old. That means Rihanna and ASAP Rocky were balancing life with 3 children under 4, while also dealing with one of the biggest celebrity events of the year. Add in a non-stop 16-hour schedule packed with cameras, fittings, interviews, and appearances, and it's easy to understand why people believe they were completely exhausted by the end of the night. Honestly, the "they were tired" explanation sounds very believable because most people would probably look drained after a day like that. But here's where the debate keeps getting complicated online. Exhaustion and tension don't automatically cancel each other out. 2 people can be tired and still end up having a disagreement at the same time. Anyone running on little sleep and stress can say something the wrong way or react emotionally in a difficult moment. That's why the conversation hasn't gone away. The alleged lip reader interpretation especially kept people talking because it didn't describe 2 people silently zoning out after a long day. It described what sounded like frustration, accusations, and emotional back and forth between the couple. Of course, none of those alleged lines are confirmed facts, but that interpretation made some viewers feel the exhaustion explanation alone didn't fully answer everything people thought they saw in the clip. So now the internet stays split between 2 possibilities, and neither side has been fully proven or completely ruled out. That's exactly why this story keeps sticking around online instead of fading away. But if you zoom out for a second, there's another major layer to all of this that many people forget when talking about Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. Just over a year before the Met Gala moment, Rocky was dealing with a very serious legal case in Los Angeles. He faced 2 felony assault charges connected to allegations involving a semi-automatic firearm. The accusations came from a former friend, Terrell Efron, also known as ASAP Relly, over an alleged incident from November 2021. If Rocky had been convicted, reports said he could have faced up to 24 years in prison. That kind of pressure doesn't just disappear overnight. A case that's serious can weigh heavily on every part of someone's public and private life, especially when the entire world is watching. And throughout that legal battle, Rihanna stayed visibly by his side. She attended the courtroom proceedings multiple times, sitting alongside Rocky's mother and sister while listening to testimony and watching the case unfold in public. She even brought their 2 young sons to the closing arguments. Then, when the not guilty verdict was announced on February 18, 2025, Rocky reportedly jumped over a courtroom barrier straight into Rihanna's arms as emotions exploded around them. After the verdict, Rihanna shared a powerful message on Instagram that instantly grabbed attention. She wrote, "The glory belongs to God and God alone, humbled by His mercy." That wasn't some distant or casual show of support. Rihanna stood beside ASAP Rocky very publicly during one of the most stressful and high-pressure moments of his entire life, and people noticed every part of it. That history is a huge reason why the silent van clip hit so differently online months later. Once people remembered everything Rihanna had supported him through, attending court, sitting through testimony, bringing their children to the trial, and celebrating the acquittal afterward, the tension people thought they saw in that van suddenly felt much bigger. To many viewers, it didn't just look like an awkward late-night moment anymore. Instead, some people started viewing it as a possible crack in the image the couple had rebuilt after the legal case ended. The courtroom battle was over. The pressure was supposed to be behind them, and fans expected them to be enjoying that fresh chapter together. Then suddenly, that quiet van clip surfaced and had the internet questioning whether something underneath the surface might already be off. And then there's the TMZ angle, which made the whole situation even more confusing online. TMZ was the outlet that first released the silent van footage that instantly had people wondering if Rihanna and ASAP Rocky were dealing with tension behind the scenes. But not long after that clip exploded across social media, the same outlet also shared the anonymous explanation claiming the couple was simply exhausted after a long day. Same source, 2 completely different impressions. That's where things started getting really messy for the audience trying to figure out what to believe. Some people think TMZ may have helped fuel the drama first, and then later tried to calm things down with the "they were tired" explanation. Others believe the outlet was simply reporting different sides because nobody actually knew the full story at the time. Either way, it created a confusing mix of narratives all hitting the internet at once. The alleged lip reader interpretation came from one direction, the body language analysis came from another, and then the anonymous exhaustion claim came from the same place that posted the original clip. With all these competing versions floating around, trust became a huge issue, and people started questioning which details, if any, were actually reliable. Every new piece of this story seems to come with its own controversy and its own reason for people to question it. One version feels dramatic, another feels carefully controlled, and another sounds like possible damage control. So now the audience isn't just debating what may have happened inside that van anymore, they're also trying to figure out which narrative was pushed for clicks, which one may have been shared to calm the backlash, and which version is actually closest to the truth. And through all of this, the biggest thing people keep circling back to is Rihanna's silence on the specific clip itself. Rihanna has never been afraid to speak publicly when she wants to. She posted the 45-second recap video, added the caption herself, and carefully chose the exact moments from the night that millions of people were going to see online. Every frame looked intentional and polished. But despite having full control over that post, she still avoided mentioning the one moment the internet was obsessed with. That decision stood out immediately to viewers. Maybe she didn't want to give the clip even more attention, or maybe she simply felt no need to explain private moments publicly. Either way, leaving that scene out completely became part of the conversation itself. And people continue reading into that choice non-stop online. So in the end, this story never really gets a clean ending, at least not with the information people currently have. The alleged lip reader interpretation sounded detailed and dramatic, but it still remains completely unverified. The "they were exhausted" explanation feels believable to many people, but that version also came from an anonymous source instead of a direct public statement. Then there's the history between Rihanna and ASAP Rocky, especially everything they went through during his legal case. That background shows strong loyalty and support, but it still doesn't fully explain why the van footage felt so tense to viewers online. On top of that, TMZ released both the viral clip and the softer explanation afterward, which only made the whole conversation even more confusing. And through all of it, Rihanna continues showing almost every part of that night, except the exact moment people keep asking questions about. That missing piece is exactly why people still can't let this story go. The internet has turned those silent few seconds into a full mystery, and every day without a direct answer keeps the speculation alive. Some fans believe Rihanna and A$AP Rocky are simply refusing to feed gossip culture, while others think the silence itself says more than any statement ever could. Either way, the conversation keeps growing because nobody involved is fully shutting it down. What also makes this situation different is how carefully Rihanna usually controls her public image. She's known for moving strategically online, posting exactly what she wants people to see and ignoring what she doesn't. That's why some viewers think leaving out the van moment wasn't accidental at all. To them, the silence feels intentional, almost like a quiet decision to let people talk without giving the story more power publicly. Meanwhile, social media keeps turning tiny details into major talking points. People are analyzing body language frame by frame, comparing the red carpet footage to the van clip, and debating whether exhaustion alone explains the mood shift. And because there's still no confirmed explanation from Rihanna or Rocky themselves, every new theory keeps finding an audience ready to believe it. At this point, the story has almost become bigger than the clip itself. What started as a quiet ride home after the Met Gala has turned into a non-stop internet debate about celebrity image, privacy, and what people think they can read from a few silent moments on camera. The longer Rihanna and A$AP Rocky stay quiet about it, the more the public keeps treating that van footage like some hidden clue waiting to be decoded. And honestly, celebrity couples rarely get the benefit of silence anymore. Every expression gets analyzed, every pause gets questioned, and every small interaction becomes headline material within minutes. That's exactly what happened here. A tired look, a serious face, and a few seconds without conversation suddenly became enough for millions of people online to start building entire theories about their relationship. What really keeps the speculation alive is that both sides of the argument still sound believable to different people. Some viewers see two exhausted parents completely drained after a massive public event. Others see emotional distance and tension hiding underneath the surface. Without audio, without confirmation, and without a direct statement from either Rihanna or Rocky, nobody can fully prove either version right or wrong. And that uncertainty keeps pulling people back into the story again and again. The wild part is how one silent clip managed to completely overpower an entire Met Gala night. Rihanna and A$AP Rocky were supposed to dominate headlines for their fashion, their chemistry, and their huge celebrity moment together. Instead, the conversation shifted almost instantly toward what happened after the cameras stopped flashing on the carpet. One quiet ride in a van suddenly became bigger than the event itself. That's the power social media has now. People don't just watch celebrity moments anymore, they investigate them like detectives. Every facial expression gets frozen into screenshots, every movement gets replayed in slow motion, and every missing explanation becomes a giant opening for theories to explode online. In this case, the silence created more attention than any dramatic public argument probably would have. And while the internet keeps searching for hidden meaning, Rihanna and Rocky have continued moving forward publicly without directly feeding the controversy. They've still been seen together, still appeared united in public, and haven't shown any obvious signs of a major fallout. But because that van clip was never clearly explained, some people remain convinced there's more happening behind the scenes than fans are being shown. So now the story lives in this strange middle ground, part real footage, part internet interpretation, and part mystery that may never get fully answered. And that leaves everyone right back at the same question that started this whole internet storm. Were Rihanna and A$AP Rocky actually dealing with tension inside that van, or were they simply two exhausted parents completely drained after a brutal 16-hour night while raising 3 young children? Both explanations still sound possible, and that's exactly why people can't stop debating it online. At this point, most people are picking the version that feels most believable to them because nobody directly involved has fully cleared things up. There's still no audio from the clip, no direct denial, and no detailed explanation from either Rihanna or Rocky themselves. All people really have is a polished highlight reel, an anonymous source claiming nothing happened, a few outside expert interpretations, and endless social media theories flying everywhere. So what do you think really happened in that van? Drop your thoughts and theories down in the comments because people are seriously split on this one. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this with someone following the drama, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next big story when it drops.